Whoa, there we go. Okay, so we're on a mission. I'm here with Noah and Craig.
That's me.
We were going to shoot our Q&A video, which we're still going to do, but we're going to give you a little extra something exciting here. So I just found out through Facebook not anonymous, but a Facebook post. Obviously, it's going to be too late by the time you see this video.
Yeah.
But there is a bunch of vegan items right now at one of the Walmarts in our area that everything is $1. So we're going to go and we're going to pick up a bunch of stuff. Hopefully it's not cleaned out yet.
Yep. Well, hopefully we'll clean it out.
We will clean it out. That is what this vlog is about. Us cleaning it out.
Yeah.
We got Craig over here vlogging.
Yep.
We're doing a double Inception
We're gonna
vlog.
make sure that we don't get kicked out of Wegmans because we've got kicked out before by bringing our big DSLRs.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make sure this doesn't happen this time.
And I think you could check out that video. I'll link it below. We
Yeah.
got kicked out. We should have had the camera on while they were kicking us out, but
Yeah,
we
that'd've
didn't.
been good.
All right, well, let's go.
Yeah.
We're almost there. We are in the parking lot. Okay, we got to do this nonchalantly. We don't want anybody to like know where we're going before we get there and clean it out before we do. We made it. We're here. Guys, this looks like a job for a cart. We're gonna need a cart. Okay, this is everything for $1. We found it, Craig. The Heidi Ho.
What is those? So are they just like
Heidi Ho, my friend Heidi Ho. She owns this company, and it's usually really expensive, but that's a great cheese to have. These are only $1. Let's try some of these kimchi. Guys, this is only $1. Sauerkraut.
Yeah, I don't get why it's only $1. Are they like trying to get rid of it?
This stuff is usually $12. Look at that. White Hill, tofu, sriracha. We got Daya. We got some of these. That rice cheese, I don't believe is vegan.
Yeah.
Don't think it is.
I'll look at it.
Oh, we got some miso. It's only $1. Tofu jack.
Just get Casey. I don't get that.
These are vegan. Guys, these are only $1. Are you gonna grab anything, or you want to split it up? $1. Might as well grab a vegan egg.
What is this stuff?
It's a yogurt, but that's an unsweetened one, so probably for cooking or something.
Oh yeah.
This stuff, gotta grab this stuff. And a Daya, we got a Daya American style. They reformulated it, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know, a lot of this stuff is like stuff that we wouldn't really. I mean, if the hummus was $1,
Craig's after the hummus. The Daya cream cheese is garden vegetable. Let's grab one of these. Doesn't freaking out. We got some
maybe I'll get one of these.
kosher relish.
Yeah, they should just text you the next time they have a sale like this.
No, it's like sauerkraut.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they're gonna be like, hey, the vegans here cleaning us out.
Relish.
Kimchi.
Yeah, I guess I'll
Kimchi is really good for you. So this is already like what, $40 worth? I got like 40 things in there.
Yeah, I've got like
probiotic. This is a vanilla kite hill. Tofu shirataki fettuccine. I haven't had this, so I'm gonna try it. This is like going to the dollar store at Wegmans. What else is here?
Wegmans is kind of like a slightly downscaled Whole Foods.
Organic
Slightly less
miso.
expensive.
It's good to have.
I mean, you might as well have just gone like this and just brought your cart over.
Okay, so now everything from here is now in there, pretty much. Am I being too selfish? So I pretty much cleaned it out. That's my cart. Everything that was over there is now in my cart. It's only $1. Everything's $1 each. So how can you beat that? I mean,
It's just a PSA. These are disgusting.
Craig says it's disgusting.
Gross.
Why?
I'm the hummus connoisseur. It just tastes gross.
I haven't had a hummus that's disgusting.
This
but
one is. I did a blind taste test and everyone hated it.
I haven't had that one either. The Moroccan lentil. It's worth every $1. The only thing is I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad. It's a good thing because I have a full cart, but it might be a bad thing if they're discontinuing some of these vegan items.
Oh yeah, maybe that.
I don't like that. Because this is the main vegan section right down here. Well, natural food one, a lot of the vegan stuff. There's Craig with his 3 items. Here's me with mine. For all of that. Wow, that's crazy. No, 40.
40, sorry.
We hit 40. 40 items. No tax? So I have to say that was the best shopping on a budget video that I've ever done. 40 items for $40 exactly. And I got some pretty expensive things that normally that probably would have cost me upwards of almost, you know, $200 or $300 for everything.
Easily.
And I walked away with a whole cart full of stuff, all of that. And these Heidi hose, those are expensive. And follow your heart, that's not cheap either. And that's about $8. So all of this together came to $40. That's probably the best shopping on a budget I've ever done. I'm kind of sad that if they're really not gonna carry these anymore. I'm happy I got them all these for the price I got them at, but that's not good if they're gonna discontinue all the vegan items. That's shopping on a budget. Behind the scenes, we have Craig.
Taking pictures.
We have Indy. Are you introing?
I thought
I
thought India was.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm here today with No Egg Craig. We told you to post your questions on our Facebook post, and we're going to do a little Q&A for you. So we're going to answer your questions to the best of our ability. First question comes from Adriana. She asks, any advice for small town vegans on dining out? I'm in the land of Applebee's and fast food. Any guidance would be great, since even the staff seems clueless and I'm so new to this. That's a great question. So for me, over the years, I would go out and eat at all these non-vegan restaurants, and there's very limited things there. It's true. But here we are in 2018, and a lot of restaurants, a lot of diners do have vegan options now. Some of them have veggie burgers, some of them have the veggie special or salads or stuff like that. Personally, back in the day, I would end up getting a bagel and french fries or a salad or something like that. But the good thing is I've even been kind of forced to go to a steakhouse before. I was an executive with a company, and everybody voted they go to a steakhouse, so here I am at a steakhouse. You could actually talk with your waiter and find out if you could talk to whoever's in charge of cooking and let them know your dietary restrictions, and usually they'll be able to make you something. In my case, I had some noodles with some broccoli and oil and vinegar and stuff like that. It wasn't the best, but
it's still vegan.
Yeah, it's just saying that at a steakhouse they have stuff like that. Yeah. I'm also worried about cross-contamination too, so you might want to ask if they do have a veggie burger, if they cook it on a dedicated grill. If not, maybe you could ask them to cook it up in a separate pan or something like that. Some places are more than happy to do stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I had a very, very eerily similar thing happen, because I was also at a steakhouse. I was right when I went vegan. I wasn't ethical vegan yet. I hadn't even seen Vegucated or anything. So I had no problem really going there. And like I said, I was raw vegan, so I just called them up. I said, hey, I'm raw vegan. I don't want any oil or vinegar or anything on there either. I just want just fruits and just vegetables. And then, could you just give me a couple lemon wedges? And I just squeezed lemon, and I put some black pepper on, which I don't know if that would be raw vegan or not. But
black pepper.
Maybe I cheated. I don't know if it's.
No, I think that's pretty raw vegan.
Oh, okay.
Spices and stuff are considered raw.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it was cooked or not. Yeah, I just had just fruits and vegetables, and I told them ahead of time that fruits and vegetables are okay. So they put zucchini, it was grapes, there was oranges, there was pretty much every fruit. They said we'll just put in every fruit and vegetable we have, and I was like, yes, please do. So yeah, that's what I did.
Next question.
Lynn says, I need to know how to get enough iron as a vegan. Which foods provide the most iron? I am already into veggies, eat tons, but don't know how to get my other nutrients without meat. Be specific, thanks. I would say definitely go to chronometer.com and just type in the foods because just find out what foods you already eat. Then you can just kind of feel you're just more familiar with the food that you're already eating, and you can just kind of rest easy, knowing that you probably are getting enough iron. But there are green leafy vegetables are really high in iron. And Chris and I were just talking about this right before this, and if you eat something with a lot of vitamin C, like citrus, or actually a lot of green leafy vegetables are really high in vitamin C and iron, so that comes as a complete package. Iron is really, there's a lot of iron in tofu, and even spices like oregano and basil and stuff
beans
like that.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, beans.
And what
too.
He's trying to say is you need vitamin C to absorb properly the iron, so you're going to want to have some kind of citrus or something with vitamin C in it while you're eating something high in iron to be absorbed. Next question comes from Shauna. What do you do in situations like dog cat sitting where they eat non-vegan food and have rawhide toys? Do you bring vegan food and hope they'll get used to it? Do you decline pet sitting? Do you feed them their usual food?
I actually recently fed someone's cat, and I just fed them their usual food.
Yeah, you can't really push something on somebody else's, just like you can't push something else on another person, and I never want to do that. I just want to basically inspire and give all the everything they need for as far as education goes to want to, you know, go over to, you know, a vegan lifestyle. The same would go with pets. You know, you can't go and force something on somebody else's animals and stuff like that. Personally, I don't like to do that. I haven't really been in those situations. For me, it's gross even to open up a can of food
that
isn't vegan.
But not Indy, you're vegan, aren't you?
That's completely something that would be up to you, whether you're comfortable with it or not.
Are you guys inspired by any particular filmmakers or have any recommendations for film/TV shows/YouTube videos that made you excited about the medium lately? The reason I keep watching your videos is because your style is a hilarious breath of fresh air compared to a lot of other YouTubers. And I feel like we have like relatively like similar styles, so I think that question is for both of us. So I could let you answer that one first.
Well, for me, I got involved with this whole channel because of film, my love for film, and I've been following the YouTube channel Film Riot since they started. We kind of started the same time, and just watching all of their videos. For me, one of my favorite filmmakers is George Romero, obviously the godfather of the zombies, and I love watching the behind the scenes of him doing his thing. He just seems like the nicest guy. I'm also a huge, you know, Spielberg fan. My favorite movie ever is E.T., and he just has, you know, great work. For me, it's like grasping my childhood, and that would be like growing up in the 80s and stuff, and Spielberg captures that perfectly. Yeah, and the Duffer Brothers with Stranger Things pretty much nailed it, and they got that whole, just the feeling of how it really was when I grew up in the 80s. Yeah. So I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan of that. So yeah, I would say definitely Film Riot. If you haven't checked them out, go check them out. Watch them from the beginning and just see them grow and see where they are today. Yeah,
I've been following them for a while too. I really like that. I've used them for a lot of tutorials too. I also follow a couple other YouTubers, but I guess 3 that I watch on a regular basis to just better my YouTube channel. One is Peter McKinnon, who he's only been around for like a year, but he already has like over 1 million.
Yeah, he's all viral.
Yeah. But he's really, really good. I was watching one of his videos earlier today. Cinecom.net. They're somewhere in like Eastern Europe or something, but they have like really good content. Another person I follow is Justin Odisho, and all 3 of them are really great at just tutorials on YouTube, because like I got into making videos just by YouTube. Like I wasn't editing videos before YouTube. Like I didn't know how to edit videos. I actually had to watch a tutorial about how to import footage into Premiere. Like that's how little I know. I like opened it up and was like, what do I do now? So yeah, and I don't really watch a whole lot of TV. I just watch like maybe Netflix or like YouTube, a lot of YouTube. So
another good one that I started out with as far as like visual effects and stuff like that was Andrew Kramer's Video Copilot. Definitely worth it. You can see some of his tutorials pretty much in my videos with the zombies. If you look at like the first maybe 2 or 3 years of the videos we used to do. So yeah, definitely check out him as well.
Yeah.
And he works on big movies now, like Star Trek, I think even Star Wars.
Yeah, the most recent one. Yeah.
And next question comes from April. Considering becoming vegan, what do you suggest? I figure a slow start, but not sure where to replace it with first, if that makes sense. Okay, so for me, I was a vegetarian first for a few years when I was a teenager, and then when I was 18, I went vegan, just cold turkey. You know, some people do a slow start. For me, it was like, I just got to that point where I didn't consider any animal products to be food, so I figured out, well, there's hundreds of thousands of other ingredients in the world that are vegan. What can I start doing with that? So the first thing I recommend is just go ahead and make a list of all of your favorite meals. And then go, you know, we didn't have Google back in the day, but we do now. So go to Google and Google, I don't know, if you put pizza down or if you put a Philly cheesesteak or spaghetti, put vegan pizza, vegan Philly cheesesteak, and look up the recipes. You're going to get pretty much thousands of results. Everything from like the healthiest vegan versions to like straight up comfort food versions of it. And just pick one. If you don't like one, try another recipe, because there's going to be something out there that you like. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, and I'll bring certain dishes that are completely vegan to non-vegan potlucks, and they seem to be like the first one that's cleaned out. Everybody loves them. The mac and cheese is a good one, the pizza rolls. So that's what I suggest. You know, just slowly start incorporating vegan versions of what you like.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice. And like I pretty much went cold turkey. Like I finished off some of the stuff in my refrigerator, but I stopped buying stuff like right when I decided that I wanted to go vegan. So I feel like most people find it easier to give up meat rather than dairy. So if you want to like go vegetarian, like Chris went like vegetarian and then vegan, I kind of went almost like the opposite. Like I was dairy free, but I was still eating meat, and then I went raw vegan, and then I started eating cooked food. But yeah, I guess it kind of just like it's a hard question to answer for me, at least I think, just because like I feel like it's like a really personal thing. Like if you want to go cold turkey, like there's people who've been really successful doing that, and if you want to go vegetarian or dairy free first, like there are people who've been really successful doing that too. So there's really no wrong way to go about it.
Just do it.
This one comes from Michelle. How do you all feel about keeping leather shoes that you bought and used and have had for years? Same with wool blankets. I don't have the money to replace. Yeah, I feel like the damage was already done like before you went vegan, so I don't really think there would be any kind of ethical dilemma to get rid of it. I feel like there's a couple different types of vegans, and I feel like there's a couple like you can be I think both different types of vegans and like different scenarios. So what I mean is like kind of like the logical vegan versus like the emotional vegan. Like the logical vegan would be like, you know, the damage is already done. If I throw it out, it's not going to cause any more damage. Just like when I first went vegan, I was actually flipping burgers, and I didn't really see anything wrong with it, just because like if I wasn't flipping those burgers, like somebody else would. Like it was gonna happen either way, like regardless. But like if you are an emotional vegan, then like you wouldn't want to flip it because it's dead and like it really bothers you. And like, you know, it still doesn't really bother me. Like I know this is gonna be kind of shocking to a lot of people, but like even like chopping up meat, like right now it doesn't really like bother me that much, but like I would completely understand if it does bother someone. But like if I were to like kill an animal, that would bother me. So I would be like an emotional vegan like for that, but I guess not for like even like cutting things up, because I've had to do that a lot like at work, and like for some reason it just like doesn't really bother me. But yeah,
yeah, and I think if you have like already have leather and you can't afford anything else, then keep it around if you're using it until you can afford it, and then kind of swap it out. It's the same thing. Somebody asked me maybe last year that they went vegan. They have a construction job and they needed steel toe boots, and he couldn't afford anything that was vegan. I have a really good pair that I have, but they're pretty pricey, upwards of $200. I highly recommend them, but the guy didn't have any money, and he said, you know, I don't know what to do. I don't want to buy leather. So I said, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you go to a thrift store, someplace where it doesn't matter what you buy there, because there's not gonna be a new demand for something leather to kill another animal. I mean, it's like he said, the damage was already done. You have leather boots there. So buy them at a thrift store, wear them until you make enough money to buy the vegan ones. And then once you buy the vegan ones, get rid of them or donate them to somebody homeless or another like Salvation Army or something like that. But yeah, you don't need to immediately just rid your place if you can't afford like the living, you know, of something like that. You know, personally, I've been vegan for, you know, over 20 years, so I don't have anything that's, you know, wool or leather. I've, you know, over those years, I've got rid of them and got newer things, and I will never buy anything that comes from an animal now. Well, I didn't either back then, but I still, you know, I had things, like you said, like I had things that weren't, you know, I had, you know, shoes or boots or something like that wasn't vegan. But yeah, you know, do it at your own pace. Do it when you can. You know, financial burden is like a heck of a thing, and some people can't afford things like other people can. So, you know, that's why we do these budget videos and stuff like that. But the same thing applies to, you know, something like that, clothing, leather, wool. All right, the next question comes from Cindy. What do you do at gatherings if the hosts aren't vegan? I brought my own food to people's houses at times, but I feel like it's somewhat rude. Okay, so the first thing, I've been in these situations countless times. It's never rude to, you know, embrace what you're doing, veganism. If somebody is going to make fun of you about it or tell you that you're being rude about it, well, maybe you got to reevaluate if these are your friends or not. Back in the day, I mean, pretty much anywhere I go now, people know that if I'm going over there that I am vegan. But back in the day, you know, when I was younger and I would go places with my parents or friends or whatever, and I was in a possible situation like this, I would let them know. I would let them know that I, you know, completely appreciate them making dinner for me. If anything I could do to help to make something that's vegan, something that I could eat. If I could bring a dish over myself, you know, you just got to be upfront and open with it. it's kind of like somebody wouldn't mock somebody or say that somebody's being rude if, you know, something was their religion. So why would they do it if you chose to, you know, lead a compassionate lifestyle and not eat meat or dairy? It's completely acceptable to, you know, bring this to a host's attention if you're going to something like this. And for me, like I've straight up not gone places because of something like that, but very rare.
Yeah. You know, not like all the time.
No.
Like every time I get it asked over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like being upfront with them, like telling them like well enough ahead of time, like so that they don't have to like try to scramble to accommodate. And I think like bringing your own stuff is like, we do that to like all of our family parties. We bring like half the stuff there because we want like a lot of choices when we go vegan or when we go to family parties.
I went to a wedding, my cousin's wedding, a few years back, and it was in Scranton, Pennsylvania. And it was me and, you know, my brothers and sister, and they, you know, we're all vegan, so we're like, we didn't know what they were going to have to eat there. So we're like, you know what? We have some time. Why don't we walk down to Eden, a vegan cafe, which is an all-vegan restaurant down there. So we walked down there. We all ordered food. We ate it. We were all full. We got back to the wedding, and they had tons of vegan food. And we were like, oh, my God, I'm so full. So it's also good to ask, you know?
Yeah, definitely good to ask. And I feel like phrasing it in a way that's like, oh, I would love to bring this. Is that okay? Then, like, you know, if you're asking their permission, a lot of times they'll say yes anyway. And
you need to know that you can, you know, thank them for their hospitality. It's not anything that they did wrong. I know, way long time ago, about 18 years ago, I did security at this place, and everybody, they loved me there, but I was leaving. It was my last day, and I was going to Florida for school. And they brought me in come on, Chris. I'm like, oh no, I hope they're not doing. They had a surprise party for me, and they bought me a cake and everything. And I was like, oh my God, you know, what do I say? Because I was really nervous, you know, at this time. Everybody was like, you know, celebrating and happy that I was there, and they didn't want to see me leave. And it was like, wow, you know, I feel so, I'm going to have to say that I can't eat their cake, and I'm going to feel really bad because they went through all this trouble to do this special thing for me. So they gave me a piece of cake, and I'm sitting there with this awkward look on my face. They're like, eat your cake. And I'm like, all right, guys, I just want to let you know, I'm so appreciative of this. Thank you so much, but I can't eat this cake because I'm a vegan, and I just won't eat anything with like animal products in it. But, you know, thank you so much. And they're like, okay, give it to me, I'll eat it. They took it and they ate it.
More for them, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
they didn't know? Like how long were you vegan when you were working there?
I was vegan at that point for 6 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And how long did you work there for?
I was there for about a year.
And like
I never went on break or anything. I never went to eat anything. So there was no like lunchroom thing. I was security, and they brought me into the back room, and then it was the break room, and they had this cake and refreshments and stuff like that. And I was like, Yeah. But yeah, so I don't think it ever really came up with some of the people that threw the party.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people think that like once you're vegan, you just open the door and you're like, hey guys, I'm vegan.
Yeah. I would never really, you know, like nobody knows he's vegan.
Yeah, nobody
knew I was vegan back in the day. I was very shy. I was very quiet back in the day. It wasn't until I started the Vegan Zombie that I was able to have a platform to actually promote veganism in a fun way.
Yeah, and like when I was in college, I would almost make it like a game to like see how long I can go without telling somebody I was vegan, or without them finding out, because then like when they do find out, they're like, their mind's blown. They're like, whoa, I guess not all vegans are stereotypes, you know? Anyway, that's what I would do. But all right, next question comes from Chelsea. This is actually pretty similar to like the last question. How do you deal with people mocking veganism in situations where you can't really defend yourself, like at work? I always laugh it off because I don't want any conflict or tension with coworkers, but I also want them to know that it's getting on my nerves and it's not okay. I just don't know how to say it without saying anything that I'll regret. Hopefully you'll be able to use this information, but like, most of the time, if someone starts making jokes, I make even worse jokes, because then like you can't make fun of someone who's like already making fun of themselves. Like if somebody else airs out their dirty laundry, like you can't. It's like Eminem in like 8 Mile. Like he dissed himself the whole time, and then the other guy didn't have any ammunition because he's like, what am I gonna make fun of you for? So I will actually make vegan jokes, and then they don't have anything to make fun of you for, because they're like, oh, he's in on it. It's no fun. So that's what I do anyway.
I mean, really, I mean, if you're really getting harassed, I mean, go to HR, talk to somebody about it. It's a form of bullying. It should not be tolerated. But yeah, I've worked in several places in the past, and you know, the joke of like, you know, vegan, and it's kind of like how Craig says, you know, they'll say something and you'll just kind of be like, okay, whatever. What are you gonna really say? I mean, you can get mad and argue with somebody. Nowadays, like, I mean, I don't work in a place, like, I'm my own boss now, so I don't have to worry about that. But nowadays, I don't go and preach any of the stuff, but if somebody challenges me, like, I'll bombard them with, like, I mean, I have almost 30 years experience living like this, that, you know, I'll just bombard them with, like, all the real facts and about how you're actually killing plants by eating them. And it's like, some of these arguments are so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just kind of like brush it off. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
But if somebody you see every day continues to do it and continues to do it, I don't know, maybe make some food and bring it in and just like kind of blow them away. Like, oh my God, the biggest thing people do is like, they don't even realize they're making fun of it. They'll be like, this is really good for vegan.
Yeah.
You know, try it before knowing. That's why when I bring food in, I don't like to say that it's vegan.
Or like Kara brings stuff into like Trader Joe's and she'll just put it somewhere and she doesn't even tell people that she made it because people know if she made it, it's vegan.
Exactly.
So people just leave it there and then they'll be like, wait, Kara, you made it? So that means it's vegan, right? They're like, wow, that's good.
Yeah. Usually when I bring something in, my intention is never to say it's vegan, but somebody else will be like, oh, it's vegan. It's vegan. Yeah, he made this. It's vegan. I'm like, you just ruined it.
A lot.
All right, next question is by Heidi. What is your favorite meal? What do you eat most of? I pretty much have a lot of favorite meals. If I could get two things from two different restaurants out there, it would be from Sage in California, and that would be the buffalo cauliflower bites. They're so good. And then over at Sun Cafe, they make this raw vegan Fiesta burger that I every time I go to California, I get that. So that's really good. But I also love pizza. I'll make tofu scramble. That's another go-to meal. It's very easy to make. And bibimbap, which is a Korean dish that I love. I have a video for it, and it's delicious, and it's pretty healthy.
Say my favorite meal is my mom's vegan lasagna. She makes. Have you ever tried it? Or?
No.
Oh well, next time we make it, you'll have to come over then. Yeah, but yeah, my mom's vegan lasagna. It's so good. But what I eat the most of, probably hummus. Amanda wants to know: is it true zombies can't swim? So I figured he'd be the expert.
Okay, yeah, it's true. Zombies can't swim.
How do I know?
Zombies are undead. So they're not going to be able to swim. Their muscles and everything is kind of like in a form of like rigor. So they're just going to like sink to the bottom. But they will keep walking. So they will slowly walk across the bottom of whatever water body they're at, and they'll get to the other side if it's a lake or something.
And then Jennifer wants to know, what is the story behind both of your names? So I can go first just because mine's really quick. I was trying to come up with a good name, and I was like, what rhymes with Craig? Because I kind of want something that rhymes. I was like, egg rhymes with Craig. I was like, but that's not vegan. I was like, wait, what about no egg? No egg Craig. There we go. That was about all the thought that I put into it.
Mine's a little bit longer, but I'll kind of put it in a nutshell. I hated my job. I was driving in the back roads of upstate New York, and I was thinking to myself, I can't do this the rest of my life. I don't want to do this the rest of my life. So I started thinking at that moment, what am I passionate about? What can I get up every morning and want to do? What do I love? I love making movies, films, anything with video. I specifically love the horror genre, zombies. And I've been vegan for over half my life, so that just kind of had to go into the equation. Mashed them all together, thought about it for a little bit, and I came up with the whole concept of the vegan zombie, which was, I wrote a script for it. It's like a real zombie movie where the infection was through the meat and the dairy that the people ate, and the star of the show was a vegan who fought off the zombies. So basically, that's how it started. I wanted to make a movie, and I decided in order to make a movie, I had to get better at editing and visual and special effects. So I started a YouTube channel. This is way back in the day before you could even monetize videos. Oh, yeah. There were no vegan cooking shows around, so I'm like, why don't I do a vegan cooking show that is set in the zombie apocalypse? It'll be fun, entertaining, funny, and that's what I did. And it kind of just went off from there. The movie went to the back burner, and here we are today. That's it for the video. I hope we answered some of your questions. Make sure you go over and follow No Egg Craig.
And Vegan Zombie.
Give us that thumbs up if you like the video. If you didn't like the video, don't even do anything. We'll see you guys in the next video. We didn't post it on Facebook. All right, I got it. Here we go.
Hey everybody, I'm the Vegan Zombie. Welcome to our Q&A with No Egg Craig.
I'm Indy.